Hey, Dana here, and welcome to my vlog. This is Project Stang. You're looking at the back end of the 97. I've got it running one last time with a 3.8 in it, because this motor is going in the wife's 96. Oh, give me that. What we got in the back here is the intake for the 4.6. And all the harness and all that stuff that you saw me take out of that 95. This has got dual exhaust because what I did is I split the Y and I made them individual. I think she sounds pretty good for a 6. What we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take the exhaust off of this and go ahead and put them on hers, so it's going to have duals coming out of that one as well. So I'm going to go right now, warm it up one last time, and we shut it down. Now, this will be the second time I've removed this motor. I took it out and put it in her 94. You'll be able to see, you see those videos in the back under Project Stang. The wife's out kicking it up on her moto. And now this is going in a 96. Now doing that, you got to change out the cam pickup. If you're gonna, when you go for going from a 97 down to a 94. Now I don't think I have to do it for this one, but I think she sounds really good. There should be no reason that it won't the same way. As you can see, I got 142,000 miles on this, and that's original. Now this motor went into her 94, like I said, and unfortunately the frame rotted out, so there's nothing I could do about it. So I said, to heck with it. When I did that, my intentions were to put a 4.6 in this at that time, and I didn't have one. We're gonna go ahead and try it again. She sat for 3 years without an engine in her. This one's gonna, again, and then I decided, well, because that rotted out, found that other Mustang, the 96. And then that motor blew a head gasket. So I decided to go ahead and pull this motor out of it, put it in it, and then she drove this for about 2 years. She probably put 2,000, 3,000 miles on it. So the motor probably has 145,000 on it, and it's been nice and strong. Had no complaints. But now we're hearing what it sounds like with a 3.8. Once I get the 4.6 in it, we'll see how it sounds. also hear what it sounds like in her 96. All right, thanks for watching. Now the difference between this and hers is I have a 5-speed. So it's going to be a little bit different setup. I've got to change out the flywheel setup. All right, she's in the air. We're gonna do it again. As you can see how I did the exhaust to get my duals. Took the cat and I cut it right across, and then I bolted the exhaust up and then went straight back. You can do the exact same thing. You'll need an elbow and then kick it in. Had to modify that just a little bit. Yeah, there we are. And then going over here, up over here, up over, and then straight out. So, and in our case, I'll leave the front seal. I may have to freaking replace the whole axle back here. All right, so it'll be a drive shaft scenario again. I'll pull the drive shaft, and then go ahead and we'll disconnect. I gotta go in here and take pressure, I believe, off the clutch, and then we'll bring it down, disconnect the engine from the transmission. And without the drive shaft, it ain't gonna roll around, no problem. Again, make sure you mark your positions on your drive shaft. I'll leave this part of the connected. I'll leave it right here. And then when we go to yank it out, put the this is going to be tall enough that I can actually put that engine or the transmission dolly on it, and I'll hold it right here. Now we got to go in here. My little plate. I'm going to pull that. I can disconnect. That's a new starter on this one too. Disconnect. I don't know if I can do it under here, or I've got to disconnect it from the... I don't know. I don't remember. We'll figure it out. I can't remember. Because I can't remember if I need... Oh, okay, it's right here. Or get your little nuts. Break the nuts loose. And I'll take care of that. Disconnecting the... This doesn't have a torque converter. It's just straight connecting it to the transmission. Well, yeah, the clutch, so I say. There's a spline on the clutch going into the shaft. Oh. It's not as tight a situation as it is with the automatic. See, that's just what it is. You know? You don't have all that mess. All right, that's what we're looking at. Getting ready to drop this exhaust. You see, I cut them off back here, so the backs are isolated. This will come down all as one piece from the catalytics. So right now what I'm doing is I'm unhooking the O2 sensor cables. Okay, that's where we're at. I got them disconnected off the manifolds, both sides. And I got these nuts here, so all I gotta do is pull it back, drop it down. I gotta hold on to it. Now just make sure you got your O2 cannon plugs disconnected. You'll do them up front, but it's got nothing to do with these cats. All right. Next, to go to that harness. That harness is staying here. So, but you gotta make sure that's done, because when you go to yank the motor out of here, they're gonna stay. The harness is gonna stay, gonna be connected, because those O2s go into your intakes. That's your upper. That's your O2 sensor 1 upper bank, and then you got your lower bank. There could be 1 or 2 depending on where your number 1 cylinder is. All right, O2 or the exhaust is down now. Next, we'll go ahead and disconnect the pull the drive shaft. Now let's make sure we mark this. Also, just before I put it back in, you see how wet that is. It's leaking out of that yoke seal. Replace that while I'm here. Also, I've got some leaking coming through here, which means the rear crank seal is leaking, so I'll have to replace that as well. Good if I ain't freaking. Alright, we're in here now. I just got done loosening up the drive shaft. Let's go. Gonna come back down through the rear 4 bolts. I'm using a 18mm in I used a 12mm 12-point universal socket on those bolts. Gonna have to keep an eye, because I don't know how much fluid is coming out of there when I pull it back. Nothing came out of the nothing came out of the automatic transmission. A little bit, huh? Alright. Now I have 2 drive shafts sitting on my floor. A little different. I'll keep that in mind. I can't use. Right, so I've got to remember that. For the automatic drive shaft, okay. So go with this. The outer one. We've got a longer shaft here for the standard. And that's the automatic. So keep those in mind. You're taking them apart, or you're trying to get a drive shaft from Wilbert's, and you think you're trying to get one for your standard, but you take one off an automatic. Guess what? You're going to be surprised. All right. Next thing we had to do is pull the starter. That's pretty simple. 2 freaking bolts. Hold that in there. Fortunately, not sure why I had to do that, but I think it was Somehow or other I had that and it was cut. That's what you got to put that back in. Got that back in there. That's your freaking transmission spacer. So let's get our that's our freaking solenoid wire coming from your start switch. All right. Turn your start switch. That's gonna send signal to here. Then it's gonna ground out on your starter. Ground causing your power to your starter solenoid. Ah, man. Alright, so that takes care of that. I just gotta disconnect the O2 sensor and we're clear here. Next thing, I gotta come back here. We gotta work on disconnecting the transmission. Okay, we're back. Day 2 on getting this 97 Mustang engine disconnected so I can get it in the 96 Mustang. Today we'll go ahead and drain the antifreeze out of the radiator. We'll go ahead and get some harnesses disconnected, and we got to get the transmission disconnected. And that's where we're at. Let's get this party started. Alright, after messing around with for about 45 minutes, I got a hose on that. It's just slowly dripping out while I'm working back here. We are, at this point, you have your cable cover you take off, and that is on your throwout bearing arm. That's been banging. Oh, that's something, I don't know. Weird. Okay, that's your throwout bearing arm. Here's your cable. I gotta mark that so I can pull that out. Now you have 4 bolts on one side, 4 bolts on the other. You got one facing the two on the bottom here facing in, holding that. Then you've got one. You've got a total of 3. Total of 3 on this side, so you got a total of 6. At the bottom one, there's one over. Let's see if I can get a little very closer here. One right there. And we start going up inside. There's one right there, and then there's one at the very top on your driver's side. And you can do the exact same thing. You got one up at top, then you got one hiding over in here just a little bit. You got one underneath it, and then your bottom one. And that's what holds your transmission. That's your bell housing holding it to your back side of your engine. Okay, as you can see, it has already started. It just slides out. There's a shaft that goes in, and there's your flywheel right there. So again, I gotta get this loose. So this is undone. And then we gotta make sure I got all my. I think I got any more harnesses. I got some more harness here. I still got to do. The easiest way to get those bolts is go ahead and do your center tranny support. Drop it down just a little bit. It will get in there with a long. I use a 3/8, and it's like a 3-foot long extension. It'll go right up in there, and those are 13-inch bolts. Let me get this back up. Can't slide back any further because it's still connected to the shifter up there. I'll get these bolts back in. You know, I don't want to mess with the tranny. So I'll leave it like it is. When I go to throw the new one in, then we'll deal with that, because it'll be sitting here. I'll be lining that up, drop it in, and technically it is we're going from a 3.8 to a V8 going in here. it's done draining its antifreeze out. So I'm just coming in here and I just got the mount. I got a deep on there, universal, and a short extension. And coming in underneath the thing here to get to that. This one here, you can go right up through here and come out here, and it's gonna be, it can bring it out, and it'll, the extension will be out here, so you can get right to that. Next thing, I gotta go ahead and drain the power steering pump, and then we'll go ahead and double check all harness connections under here, and we're ready to bring it down. Okay. All right. This is that little combination I did on the driver's side. And it's a 20. Those are 21 millimeter nuts. All right, there we are. I am done under here. We can go ahead and drop it down. We'll take it to the other side. Oh, don't forget to undo your lower radiator hose. And undo your clutch cable here. That's a 13. That's about it. Like I said, we've done I just drained the power steering pump. And that should be it. If I need to drop the transmission, I left the bolts. They're loose. So I just pop those out, jack it up, drop it down. I'll have to take the gear shift handle off of it. So there we are. All right, we will gotta move the other Mustang around so I can get this in, pull this motor out, leave it hanging, pull the other Mustang in, drop this in. Next step is to get this down, get this in the other side so I can do the upper parts of the motor, and then we'll go ahead and yank her out. All right, big day. Gotta get this swapped around. Get the 97 in here. That's what I'm gonna do right now. I gotta get this out of the bag, out of this, and on the cart. Caught up in it. Oh, she looks good. Looking good. It's all coming out of the unit. I just don't have the time to rebuild anything. Move things around. Swap things out on my next big project versus getting that 4.6 in mine. So now I spent $150 for harnesses. I spent another $300 for the engine. Okay, we're about there. I think so. Little pan and clear the front here. Alright. Oh, man. Huh. I don't know. Leaving the starter in the hanger. I guess I did. Huh. And I took the other. I took the starter out of mine. Completely out of mine. Thank God, I try to keep my hands clean. That didn't work, did it? I had my gloves on, I took them off. Okay, so right now I got Mr. Transmission being hung by that 2x4 and a strap. The strap just happened to be perfect in length. Let's get the jack. Get Mr. Jack out of here. So, next thing, we'll get it pushed out. Should be fun. Things up from behind it and under it, right? There you go. Hopefully I got enough run. I got enough strength to push it out. I'm gonna have to use the winches and everything to get it back in. No, you don't. Alright. She is clear. That's cool. Oh, what do we got in here? We got a spring for the throttle body and a hose. Alright. Alrighty. I'm gonna have to do some maneuvering and stuff. See, okay, now. Good. Here we go. Alright. Here's one out. Alright, I got steel rims all over the place because of the tires and stuff. The Jeep Compass had steel rims. Alright, stay tuned. I gotta go get a rim. Okay, there we are. Steel rim, but got a little bad tire too, so that right on that. Like so. Hold on. Slow down. Second. Get you down there. I think I gotta yank that. Okay, you gotta yank that. I think that I need that on the other. That on the other engine. Two by four across here. Two lies. That's right there. One more. Unfortunately, I need to get the. I'm going to deal with the. I like it. See if that'll stabilize on it. Okay. And hand sitting on there like that. Woo-hoo. Alright. Let's see what happens. Ah, nice and solid, huh? Alright. I just happen to have them. Just happen to have a 4x4. Need that probably in the beautiful. Okay. Good, yeah. Okay. Guess what? I'm gonna put that right back over there. Put it right back over in there where it came out of. So if I gotta steal some stuff off of it, I can do that. I'm not sure if I got what I gotta take off of this motor to adapt to mine. I know right now I gotta do the flywheel. Flywheel's gotta come out. I need this. I need the spacer here. It's got the. Close to me on my way. Yeah, I like it. Awesome. Next thing, we got to get this Mustang as far over here in this area right here as I can get it. Stay tuned. Alright, I can close this out. There she is. And she'll sit till I can get mine back out of here with the new engine hanging. That was a little bit of a chore there, trying to get it turned and turned, backed up. So, okay, so thanks for watching. If you like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, definitely share. And stay tuned for more of Project Stang and the changing out of the engine in this 96 Ford Mustang. I'm bringing you in on the logistics of this whole thing. We got it out of the fish are right to the door. Right? Been missing for a while now. I'm shoving right up to the door, I think. I think. Beautiful. Right to the door. That's the hope. Now I got it back under there. Get that in there. Watching? You're still watching, okay. Let's get in here. There we go. One more. We get over that little lip. Alright, that one's over it. There we are, we're in. Alright. Very nice. Alright. Now, with this being on 18-inch rims, the jack will go under there very nicely. Alright, so I'm done for today. That was good. Mustang out, one Mustang in. Now she's in here to the point where you gotta do the top. Gotta pull the hood off of it. That little jumper box. Working great for this. It runs out of power too soon for to run the mini search boat, but I don't think I need it. See. Oh, it's gonna roll right up. Here we are. Takes care of that. Alright, we're done for the day. Thanks for watching. If you like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, definitely share. And we'll go on to second part to get the top of this engine disconnected and then get it yanked out. And thanks for watching. Subscribe. Catch you on the next. Dana's Garage, and this is Project Mustang, or Project Stang. And this is swapping a or not swapping, but replacing a 3.8 out of my 97 and putting it in the 96.